YouTube is part of infringing my rights. Let's wait for them. So Abuasa. Oh no, sorry. No, sorry. Sorry. Got it wrong. Abu, sorry man, me think I went did someday I talk about. So me say the right name. Am I confusion? Yeah. And Marie register. Yeah, you have a date of birth? The 28th of July, 1975. Just send them sunset, sunrise, them put it. Okay. Okay then. Okay. Not even sure when she did, you know. Did the panic sitting. Mm-hmm. Okay. Need to check date. She pass. Yes. Sorry? I don't think I need to answer that one.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I couldn't remember which one it was, Mervelee. couldn't remember if it's one with the camera or the white one.
Okay.
Sorry about that. Is that upstairs one then?
Sorry?
Is that upstairs doorbell? The other doorbell?
You didn't ring on doorbell. I'm going to hear a knocking.
I
Or if
rang
you
it.
ring the other one, I didn't hear it.
Oh, okay. It made a noise then.
Okay.
Mervelee, are you all right to turn off the live stream?
No, I will not be. I will not be turning it off. I have my reason.
I know you have your reason.
I have my reason. You know me exactly.
I do know you, but it's
Okay.
just we'll be talking about confidential stuff.
I don't mind. It's my life. It's my life, and this will end up saving my life from whatever is happening. You've been here before.
I have.
You're welcome to sit down.
Am I right to sit down?
Yes. And if you don't want to sit down, you can stand.
I'll shut her up.
So my name's Michelle. I'm the social worker who gave you a call earlier this morning.
Mm-hmm.
I'm from the Older Person and Physical Disabilities team with Southern Council.
Mm-hmm.
Are you okay? Do you need to do something before we start?
No, I'm okay.
You're
I'm
okay.
all ready.
Are you all ready? Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, I could just see you're distracted with your phone.
No, I was just trying to send something to somebody who's doing a program.
That's what I mean. Do you want to do that?
No,
first?
I don't want. I'm just finishing off.
Uh-huh.
My son's sister, she died. She's not 50 yet, and she's passed on diabetes complication. Now you can go ahead.
Mervelee, it seems like every time I come and see you, you lose someone. It was your brother last time, wasn't it? Yeah, okay.
My brother?
Yeah.
And my younger brother spent his 60th birthday in intensive care.
Yes.
And that was during the time I got a letter for possession. I never had any arguments with anybody. So that's why my life depends on this. Because I've been served eviction notice. I'm supposed to give up the property by when? And I'm on suspended sentence. So this is very crucial to what is happening. Because just on the 5th, the police came because my phone, this one, I can't get access because I'm wearing this for a purpose. Yeah, it's bombarding me with all sorts of things. So my phone is actually, she's making appointments, gastric clinic all over the world, blah, 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 blah.
Who's this lady?
No. Another person. Yeah, all involved in this. But on the day the police came, acting like the racist terrorists they are, and I have my evidence. My neighbor was at my window. I posted it online. It's gone 15K. You notice there's no plant out there anymore. Did you notice?
I didn't notice. Sorry, no.
Okay.
But I did notice there were plants before because I remember you saying because your husband was a keen gardener.
Yeah, and she cut it down and leave one plant. And on the 5th of September, I'd lost my auntie again. So that's a different person, 91. I lost my auntie, the only one left from my father's family. So everybody's gone now. So I was here. Then the 5th was my granddaughter's birthday. They were celebrating V-Day and whatever. And then she just after the police left, she just started attacking. So I captured everything.
So why did the police attend?
Because of
did someone call them or did you call them?
They made an appointment over a week ago.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and they were not acting fairly because I have every evidence.
Yeah.
Yes, because there's this person on the phone. She used to call my house phone. She called my mobile. I made the report. She stopped, but now she's sending loads of stuff, making appointments. People are calling me up, all over the world.
So we're here to just explain. So me and Michelle are here because of the police attending on the 5th. They put through for a safeguarding concern about the situation that you're in with the eviction notice and the stress that you're under. So that's why we're here basically to see how we can help you and see if there's anything we can help you with. Okay. Does that make sense?
It does make sense, but I'm just also putting on record that the police is responsible for this as well. Well, that's happening because it started in 2017 when my book was stolen and what the police did. So the police have actually made attempt to murder, section, and kidnap me between that time. Sad. But Sir Marco, I am appreciative that those who came, because one of them actually said, "Oh, they're gonna make the referral," and I appreciate it for that. But they also acted like assholes because everybody have this thingy that they said who I am, and also Dr. Phil Gregory is responsible. Yeah, he's gonna get taken down.
Why do you think he's responsible?
Not that. What do I think? I know he's responsible, and one of the thing is what he did after he done what he did. Whatever it is in my head. Then he called my son in Jamaica, and the questions he asked my son, he's gonna get it up here.
Okay. So current situation. So you've been to the court case, and they've given you an eviction notice.
But before you go any further, it's null and void.
Okay.
But I was supposed to leave the 17th of April.
Okay. And then, so they've given you extension, or what have they done? Because I don't know. Sorry.
I'll explain to you.
Yeah.
The case was there's a district judge Beecham who wanted, because he came from over a period of time to this period of time. So there was a district judge Beecham who I thought she was the nice one, but it turned out that she's nothing but a groomer of Tristan Salter from 5 paper chambers. Because when I done my research after I went to court on the 7th and realized what they were up to, because she ordered an Equality Act assessor, but then she breached. She and the Equality Act assessor breached the Equality Act. So I came home and I done my research, and I realized that she was teaching you. She was appointed by Robert Buckland in 2019. But the important thing is what was happening in 2019. If you want me to explain anything, so you're here for a reason. Ask me questions, and what I can answer, I'll answer. But I'll have a lot to say.
I know you do, and there's a lot going on. And we realised that last time that we came and saw you, that you were under extreme stress.
It's gone even worse.
Well, this is it, yeah.
Because when a person is gonna, after the police, it's been going on. But when the police left, and she's gonna be, because the thing is, I'll explain. I love to give people their due. And I am saying my neighbor is not a bad person.
Yeah.
She was not a bad person. Because I came here, I know she had an alcoholic problem. And I always said, this bloke who she's been with, he was ever so respectful. She used to have other partners, they'd smash the place up. But her life became stable when this bloke came into her life. And even when we have our little disagreement, I'm born May and she's born May. And I'll tell you the comparison. My ex-husband was Gemini. My relationship with Debbie is like me and my ex-husband. Right. You know, we know how to, we'll rant and rave at the end of the day, but you're not going to mean anybody bad. Because although my ex-husband and I parted, we reconciled in the end. You understand? So if a person do you one good, you take that one good and cover the one. But as I've always said, Debbie's not a bad person. I try to reach out to get help. But what the Housing Association has done, realized Debbie's vulnerability and used it. So I don't want Debbie to get into any trouble. As I've said, like me, need help. But she has an alcoholic problem. I understand she went to prison for drink driving. But I heard, I don't do those things, but I heard from people who know that she's onto drugs or other substance. So I think that's what, because she's lost a lot of weight over the time, and I even learned now that she's had a stroke. So I was like trying to get help before it escalated. But it's the Housing Association that's responsible. I don't want Debbie to get into any trouble. She's a lovely girl, but she's reached a stage now. If we're not careful, she will harm me and get away with it.
Is that how you feel? You feel she will? Do you feel a threat from her?
But on the 5th, the amount of evidence that's there, because she was recording me. I record from long time because one thing people need to learn about me, I started writing from the time my father was stricken with Parkinson's. So I didn't know anything else, so I just write. I developed to the stage where when they neglected my husband on Byron Road, and my brother's name in Byron, so it's a lot of connection. I recorded certain things, and one of the videos I put on there got 700K views. I'm that sort of a person who can capture certain things. And if you go and look where I'm coming from, so people know my history. If anything bothers me, I reach out and I ask for support, because one of my brother died in jail because nobody listened to him, age 37. He done a criminal act. He actually threw acid on some boys because nobody listened to him. You understand? And I used to say I couldn't understand how my brother could do such a thing. But you know, when my brother done the act, what he did, he went to church and sat down. He didn't give anybody. He went to church and sat down waiting for the police. I have those stories. First time I wouldn't go into too much details about my brother, but now I think it's time for me to stop hiding what I consider secret and a disgrace and shame. Yeah. And said my brother was bisexual. But then at the same time, my brother died and leave children, their grandchildren now. So I don't want anybody else to have that fear of whatever. So now I'm gonna be sensitive. Yeah, he's dead and gone so many years. He was only 37 and whatever. But in order to help others, I have to be, because if you go on King's College YouTube, you will find me in the radar CNS thingy, because I done 2 years of mental health research with Dr. Faith Matcham. Yeah, so I'm on there, I'm on other places, and blah blah blah.
Let's go back to current mode. Let's talk about now. Let's talk about right now. And what help do you think you need? What support do you think you need at the moment?
At the end of the day,
yeah,
I've developed an eating disorder. I try as best as I can. So sometimes I don't eat, but I make my smoothies. I'm always, once I can eat, I make sure. Thank God, I'm diabetic, everything, and I'm not even on medication. So I'm doing something right. Yeah.
Are you managing to get your shopping, or is someone helping you with that?
Nobody. I'm on my own. Sometimes I don't even have nobody to talk to. So I just have to develop mechanism to keep going.
Yeah.
And I've started the garden.
Yes, because I know that you're a keen gardener.
Exactly, like my husband was.
And you're growing your own fruit and veg and things.
I grow my stuff.
Yeah. But are you managing to get out to the shops?
Yes, I do. I do. There are days when I don't even open my curtains, because if I open my curtains and look out there, they're setting up. They have their strategy. And they sort of know my weak point. So I decided, you know what, I'm going to let my weakness become my strength. So that's why I got her, Debbie, on the 5th after the police came. Because I've been taking advice as well to say when she starts. Because once she started, my voice would be higher than hers.
So when you say you got her, what do you mean by that? You caught
her live on the 5th after the police left.
You got her on recording doing something, is what you're saying?
Yeah, and it's terrible. Because she was like, at one stage, I was standing and she had her camera in my face. You see, first time, I would box that camera away, but I decided, no, I can see how much she needs help. Because if she's not in her, whatever, to be doing that. And then afterwards, she stayed up there. I was in the garden because after the police left and I realized, yes, they were still in breach because they have this thing about me, although the evidence is different because they are so, anyway. So I decided, you know what, I need to capture certain things by recording. So it was about certain things that's happening. There are pipes out there, what I did, blah, blah, blah. So I was out there doing my recording. I wasn't disturbing anybody because I decided, no, you know what?
Yeah.
Turn the other cheek sometimes. Because the
Mm.
first time I was adamant, no, I'm right. I'm not going to let you get away. But sometimes you have to give up your right. And that's how she got caught up. So I was out there. She started.
Mm.
And you can hear from the rage. But then at one stage, she actually said, my next door neighbor daughter was taking her child out. She must have heard, but that's what she said. She's not going to murder me. She's going to
Right.
get rid. She's going to get rid of the tree, the plant that was out there. So she's going to murder the plant. So instead of murdering me, she's going to murder the plant. And that's when I realized, oh
Yeah.
my God. Because I already worked out that every time I just found one of my recording when I said, now it's the fourth time she's destroyed the garden. So I'm not going to talk. So the first time she destroyed the garden was a Sunday. I came from church. My husband was sat here. There was stairs in his. So when I came in, she was up there.
Mm.
She cut the garden back and was up there taking photograph. But I came in and I saw that. And all I did, I said to her, at least you could have left some for him to stay at the window. And when I came in here, my husband had tears in his eyes. So I went out and I cursed her.
Mm.
She cut it the second time I cursed her. She cut it the third time my friend was here from America. She used to live over here, but she lived in America. And I cursed her. When she cut it the fourth time, I decided no. So I actually have that on record saying, she cut it the fourth time, I'm not going to bother. But I already worked out where her state of mind is and thinking and what she says. That each time she plucked out a whatever from the garden, she thinks she's doing it to me. And it's actually said, I'm not going to murder you.
Mm.
Instead, I'm going to murder the plant. And in the end, she and her man, this is a woman's refuge. I'm going to make sure he's taken out. Debbie's safe.
Mm.
I'm going to make sure that man doesn't live in here until I'm able to leave to go to Jamaica. I had no intention of overstaying here. I intended do my duty by my husband and leave. I didn't plan to retire here. So until I am ready to leave, he can't stay in here.
Mm.
And I have no problem because there was an order. The 7th District Judge Beecher messed up with the Equality Act assessor.
Mm.
So they actually breached the Equality Act because what they don't know, they underestimate me. They don't know what I've been and where I have been and what I have done. Yeah, because when they're gonna have,
So, but no, but you've still got this order. Have you still got the order? I know it's void, but are they trying to enforce it on you or?
let them enforce it. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
The law has to come into what, because the 7th, I went to court.
Mm.
The case was supposed to be the 7th.
Mm.
What did they not do? They did not issue the bundle.
Right.
So because of things that they did, the claimant didn't do, they had to adjourn the case.
Okay, so it was adjourned on the 7th.
It was adjourned to the 17th. But then on the 17th, the Equality Act assessor was an hour and a half late because she had family issues. So then again, it had to go to another date, the 20th. Okay. On the 20th. So you see how it's drawn out? I'm already picking up certain things. That District Judge Beecham isn't what she said. Because all the time, even when the police came here, and I said, no, she's a good one. But now I realize.
Do you think because you're under so much stress, you're reading into that being something when actually it was just a matter of unfortunate events that happened that made it delayed? But because you are literally on high alert because of what
delayed?
No, just are you reading into why it was delayed for that? It's
I am not saying. Okay, let me let you understand. On the 7th, okay, I'll go back. There was supposed to be a case on the 13th of December.
No, I know that, but I'm just saying with the delays, were you worried?
I need to explain certain things for you to understand, please. On the 13th, there was a case for the 13th of December. All of a sudden, they have a case on the 9th, and I was not required to be in court. This is about me. Okay?
And is that the 9th of January, you mean?
Sorry?
The 9th of January.
December.
December.
Okay? So it's about me, and I was not required to be in court. I've been saying that certain things is happening, and it's like they treating me as if I don't have capacity. What they don't realize, or they should have gone and checked their record, I represented myself at 2 employment tribunals. Hence, the first one, I was a participant in Dr. Maria Hudson's research paper for the Policy Studies Institute, The Experience of Multiple Discrimination. They're not researching Mervelee Myers and see what Mervelee Myers has reached a stage in my life because everything's been so overwhelming. Yeah? That I'm not capable of certain things. But even when I get the triggers, like what happened on the 20th, and I can't write and I can't talk, my brain is still functioning. They haven't gotten or whatever. So I'll explain again. You cannot be having a case where it's about me and I'm not allowed to come, but you're gonna decide, you, the judge, and whoever is representing me, because they have their ulterior, is gonna decide. I said to them, I was asked to do psychological assessment for the courts by District Judge Bell.
Right.
I went and I done that on the 15th of April. That's days after my husband died. I said that's the only thing that I am accepting. I already recorded Dr. Phil Gregory admitting and wanting me to meet up with him to correct the whatever, wherever he went and collect all these things. So I have a recording of him saying that blah, 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 blah. Do I want to come and meet with him so he can correct mistake? You made something as a professional and you're telling me whatever. And even that report, I see him using certain terms. They're outdated. They are new updated things like CRB. It's now DBS. I wrote to CRB in 2004, the same time I was in the South London press when they stole my money about safeguarding concerns, because I started studying with the Open University. You have to meet certain criteria for your modules.
Yeah.
Yeah? So they messed up, not me. I told them Dr. Phil Gregory's report does not concern me. So why would you go behind my back and not needed a court and accept? And certain terms, this was just Beecham was, psychosis, bipolar, whatever. I was never diagnosed with any of those. So who's putting them on me? I have a 12-page witness statement that the person why the police were here has written for Housing for Women to say whatever, and what she's done. She sent social services here, she sent the police here, she sent this here, she sent that here. Who gave her that authority? And saying in that witness statement,
I think the problem with it is, though, Mel, is that you didn't re-engage after that to try and amend it and talk about it.
Don't tell me foolishness. Do not tell me foolishness. I had no need to amend anything that you had already sent out. Don't tell me foolishness.
Okay, just because do you remember me and Dr. Kansi came and we offered you appointments to come down no.
Let me tell you something. I got a letter. You are all tricks. And I make no whatever. You are all tricks and part of whatever is happening to me. I got a letter, yeah? After I raised concerns about Dr. Phil Gregory, I got a letter. It was a threat from, I can't remember the names, but I have the letter. I should not this, da. So when afterwards, same like how I got the call this morning, and I was told that I'm not saying you didn't try, because as I said, the lady has messed up my phone, because even my house.
So that's the main number that we have.
That's my main number. I have it from I was made homeless. Even people are calling my house phone and they're not getting through. So I don't know what she's done. Yeah, because she's able to call my phone, and when she calls my phone, it's my number showing that I'm calling. And then there was an incident where the police came.
Yeah.
And now I'm looking at it. The police did not come maliciously because they were told. So because the police said to me, the person who called for my number. But they were saying Duncan called to say that it was suicidal, blah, blah, blah. I even went and showed them my husband in there. So after certain things happened, I said, no, the police were right in what they were saying. Because if a person can be calling my phone and it's my number showing and everywhere. So I tried it because my auntie died and I need some funds because I'm gonna be doing a thingy about my mental health and send advocacy thing like whatever. So I was thinking of setting up a GoFundMe and they send the thing so I can whatever. It's not coming through. So I don't know. I need to go get all this sorted out. So I go back. I am being tricked, yeah, because I get letters to say we made appointment for you and you didn't show. Even with the courts, some of the things they're saying that I was sent this, that, or other, and I didn't get them.
You didn't receive them.
I never received them. So that is another trick. So when I got the letter, I got a letter to say an appointment was made with Dr. Akansi because a lot of things is I see names on letters. I can't because I've never been seeing the person. I know you and I know Dr. Akansi or blah, blah, blah. But when I get a letter before Dr. Akansi actually came here to say that an appointment was made with Dr. Akansi and I didn't get that appointment. So there are tricks going on.
Yeah.
Yeah? There are tricks going on.
So let's just come back to current because there's a lot going on and obviously we're here because of the recent concerns raised to try and offer some support. So going back to my original question of what support do you think you need? Because obviously you're talking a lot about you're going to go and do this stuff, but is there something that you need support with? What do you think that would look like? Or what would that be? Because you would know what you would need.
This is the person is here, yeah? The person who is antagonizing me, now she's here. I'm talking about my phone. You block calls on live on your mobile phone, on your house phone. That is the person. So she knows exactly whatever.
But Mervelee, this is why also I said about doing the live stream.
No, it has nothing to do with this is my cover. You don't tell me that. Okay? Please don't tell me that.
But you are opening yourself up to people.
No. This is the person who is there. And maybe you should take a copy with you. This is the person who is here who said whatever.
I know, but I'm just stating when you post.
No, don't tell me that, please.
No, generically.
Do not tell me that, please. Do not tell me that because if I never had cover, yeah.
No, I understand why you're doing it.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that when any one of us posts something online or social media, it's open to people commenting, isn't it? Because it's a public domain.
Okay.
So anyone can watch it. Anyone can comment on it. So I just feel like it's making you. It's your protection, but it's also making you vulnerable to
this person. This
that.
person knows exactly, and I want you to take that with you, please. Okay. Yes.
But do you understand what I'm saying?
No.
That as generally, if you're putting something out to the public,
listen.
Everyone can look at and comment on it.
Okay. It's not everyone. The same way. Oh, Dr. Phil Gregory called my phone. Yeah. To because I could not. I had made an appointment to go to talk, discuss whether or not medication was for me. But because I ended up in accident and emergency, I couldn't make it the next day. I had something more important that I needed to attend to. So he called me out of the blue. Yeah. And when I said certain, I complimented him or whatever, but then I had to let him know that he was wrong in whatever. And to cover up, if Dr. Gregory didn't have something to hide, why did he go and get you? Remember, a person calling your phone. They are there doing whatever they are doing. There are options. I'm just going to see who is calling.
Hi, to hear your phone phone verification code for dice press 1.
Okay. Another, what the person who is there is doing.
I didn't detect
do you
any
want to put
input.
that down? Or?
Please press 1.
Sorry?
I said, do you want to end the call then? Or?
I just want you to hear what is happening because
okay.
I'm not going to
We
press
seem to be
anything.
having trouble with your
This
call.
is what it is.
Try again later.
Yeah. One of the many, so I have no access to use my phone, my email, everything's been taken over. The person, Mimi Owusu, that's her name. Yes? So you know, if Dr. Phil Gregory did not have something to hide, you call my phone. See, you call my phone. I have no reason to engage. Because I know exactly what it is. So you're here.
Mm-hmm.
Before she stopped calling my phone, it would be, I stopped deleting to find them. So she would be calling my phone, calling my mobile. I had nearly 500 calls during that time. And when I say 500, it's on the mobile, on the house phone. So day, night, or whatever. If Dr. Phil Gregory didn't have something to hide, you call me. And let me tell you why I recorded him. He sounded exactly like Richard Harty. On the 27th of September, I was sat here. I had to go to the bank. I had to go to the GP because my brother had spoken to me and said, no, you don't have to, blah, blah, blah. But you only sat down there. Go to university. That will help with your mental health. I applied quickly. I got funding. I was even allocated a mental health practitioner. Yeah? The GP did not fill the form correctly. So I had to take it back for them to fill it. All now I haven't received. And now 3 GP surgery have kicked me out. Come back to Dr. Phil Gregory.
Why have the GPs kicked you out?
Because I refuse to take risperidone without anybody explaining to me.
But that wouldn't be the GP prescribing that. So I'm just wondering why the GPs...
But it wasn't even prescribed.
No,
I was given a form. I
Yeah.
was given a form because I said, I am open to anything. So if there is something that's going to help me with whatever, because I manage all my life.
Yeah.
When I came from Jamaica, I was...
Mervelee, just coming back to that doesn't make sense because GP wouldn't... That's a mental health medication. So that would be being prescribed by us to the GP. And I know that we hadn't finished discussing with you, so we hadn't asked them to prescribe it.
Okay.
So I'm just wondering why the GP would...
Well, maybe you can find that out why I from December I haven't had any GP.
Yeah,
I haven't got a GP. I am disabled.
We did write to the GP to say that you needed to check your blood pressure because your blood pressure is concerning because it's very high.
But they
haven't been in touch then since.
I've been kicked out of 3 GPs. I went to the last one. I done everything. So they're all in collusion.
Okay. We'll have to look into that because you need a GP.
The other day after I came from court, because I got triggered at court, HHJ Richard Roberts, District Judge Beecham, they were going to get it. Yeah, because she chickened out when all I said to her, if I become 1 in 5 of all suicides are associated with unemployment, you're going to be responsible. She mumbled. And I got to the next court. I was there. A person came in ranting and raving. Oh, you talk about Winsome Duncan and you talk about District Judge Beecham. I've never met a District Judge Beecham. I have their names on paper. Who was Winsome Duncan? Winsome Duncan is the person who stole my manuscript and sent police and ambulance here to section me. So they jump into conclusion and doing things. But this is the same. I found his name out later. This is the same district. This is in HHJ Richard Roberts, who put a civil restraint order on me because I put in some claims to demand what I need to, whatever. And a district Judge Swan strike them out. And I challenged them. And then he's going to do that and put my name online again.
Can I just come back to my question again about support that you need? Because this is obviously a lot of background and a lot of information you're giving
But
us.
then it will come to tie up.
Current time now, we're here to see how we can support you right now. So what support do you think you need?
First and foremost, to have the situation that I'm in, where I am outside. I went outside, but because of my whatever, I put my keys in my pocket. The same day, the 5th, I put my door because I'm so whatever it is, certain terms, because I need to explain where I'm coming from. I used to go to work, and I will reach the doorway, and I said, "Oh, did I switch the cook off?" And I manage that. But there are certain things I will do. If I need to go to Jamaica, I have to be at the airport waiting. Because all right, I put my door on the latch. I put my shoes at the door. I have my keys in my pocket.
Is that to stop the door from shutting? You mean you put
Because-
your shoe in the door?
Because in my head, because I've been locked in here a few times
Okay.
where I have to give my key to somebody.
And is that because you just couldn't do the lock?
No,
or it caught, or it
I don't know
didn't
what
work? You don't
happened.
know, okay.
I don't, and it's not once. It's more than one. We have to wait in here to see somebody passing to give them my key. The last time it happened, I was taking my husband somewhere or other. So whenever we are going out, because he was frail now, I'd get the cab, and then when we come back, we have enough time to travel on the bus. My husband was in the cab waiting, and the door locked. So I had to know the cab driver to open the window. So it's been happening a few times. And I see a pattern where the other day when I had to call the ambulance out, the next thing I know, I was treated. And then after they left, I got a call that there was concerns about my welfare. They said somebody was going to, I answer every question. That's one thing with me. And somebody turned up here to say it was reported that I was lighting the place of fire and posting it online. So what does that tell me? There's a pattern of they're gonna try and burn me up in here like how they try to murder me and do whatever. I have it. It's not in my head.
So you don't feel safe here currently?
I am not safe here because of, and it's captured. But the 5th is the critical thing. I've had my door being kicked where I lost my voice. Because when Miss Gilchrist used to kick the door every morning, she's going out. She's lost so much weight, that doesn't bother me. It's when her partner kicked that door. He'd kick it, power the door, and he would go up, and then another 5 or 10 minutes come and so in 3 consecutive. When he's going out, he does early morning job in the 5 o'clock hours. He slammed that door so hard, it's reverberating in my head. And everything I say, if I call police, they come and side with them. But God made it happen. I believe in God. I curse God and I believe in God. On the 5th, everything was revealed what you did. What did they do? I'm out there. Luckily, I put my keys in here. She's ranting and raving and whatever. You're going to prison, blah, 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 blah. But they came out. I put the door on the latch there. And I also put a stopper there. That's how my mind works. Although I have my key in my pocket. She came out first. He was still in here. She went out there and she started jumping up. Do you have your key? Do you have your key? He came out now. And he take the door off the latch. Remove the block. Take the door off the latch. So already I know what's happening inside here. He removed my shoes. So he must have he must have to put his hand inside my place to take the door off the latch. What if I didn't have a key? They are planning to harm me, to say, as was said from the very first time, 2017. That's where the suicide come in. That's what in that thing. Whatever that person who is here, she's fixated with me. I was listening to what's her name, Vanessa Feltz, because I have a picture with Vanessa Feltz when I was working in wait, let me talk, please.
Okay.
Yeah, and I was listening to her farmer partner, the black one, and he was saying what somebody was talking him. Whatever is happening is similar to, because I listen to things to hear whatever. So that's what the stalking is about. She scammed me £10,000 April, May, June, July, and then she's doing all these things. 10-page and 12-page witness statement. Look what she's cataloged in there.
So
I'm not safe here.
No, I hear what you're saying. I'm just so you want to move from here? Or
Sorry?
you want the threat to be removed? What are you, when you say
The
you're-
threat
Yeah.
I want to be removed is that man to be out of here. This is a woman's refuge.
And are you speaking to the housing association? Have you got a worker there to communicate with about stuff or?
Well, you don't understand. It's the housing association that has coerced Miss Gilchrist. It's the housing association and the solicitors that have done this. There is so much disrepair been on in research that they're not doing anything, and they're giving a pat on the back by the housing ombudsman. I'm on the resident panel. There's a lot going on. They never offered me everything that's happening is Miss Gilchrist. As I said, I never had an argument with them when I received that possession letter in that time of crisis. Yes? It was only in court now I learned that they offered for Miss Gilchrist to move, and she said she's not moving because she's been here so many years. None of these offers were made to me, but what they don't realize is what I have that's going to nail them. Because I put in a complaint, it reached stage 2 of the procedures, and then they wipe everything from my customer portal. All data was wiped. But not only that, I was a member of the Housing for Women Customer Scrutiny Panel. Invited, is now I know, by the person who wrote the ASBO policy. What more do you want? This panel was disbanded. So that's 2019. Dates are important to me. When was District Judge Beecham appointed? 2019. I wrote to Robert Buckland. I write to government. I write to prime ministers, 2 prime ministers. So I'm a person who writes. Okay. I'm not safe here. No. And until I'm ready to go to Jamaica, it makes no sense for me to uproot and whatever. I can't manage that. So the danger right here now, I can manage Miss Gilchrist in terms of she's born me, I born me. We've lived here up until she came in and broke the glass and what happened. And then housing association. I need that man out of here. This is a woman's refuge. My husband was here, but it's not that like my husband didn't have his own property. It's only because what happened with my first husband, I decided, you know what, anywhere I need to have the key to that, whatever. So when people are saying my husband was here, my husband was old. What was he? But as I said, he was a lovely bloke, never disrespectful. Even when me and Miss Gilchrist have our disagreement, he would always be like, "Are you okay?" Blah blah blah. He must come out of here until I am ready to go to Jamaica. I need a roof over my head. I need the security. I need the safety. Yes, because there is no way.
Yeah.
There was an oral judgment in court. District Judge Beecham, who chickened out because I raised certain concerns. And when I said I raised the concerns, I'm not just talking off my head.
I know, Mervelee. Can I just, I know you're on a flow, but I only have 10 minutes left.
Okay.
Unfortunately, before my next appointment.
Yeah.
And I want to try and get a plan.
Yeah, okay.
Is that okay?
That's fine.
How we're going to move forward.
Yeah, okay.
Because you've given us a lot of information and a lot of background, but obviously we haven't got together a plan of how we can support you.
Because it seems as if you don't want to have a plan. Let's get the plan going.
No, I do want a plan because, like you said, you haven't got anyone else. And since the last time I came, things have got much worse. And I don't know if there's anyone that's helping you or advocating for you as well. So we need to try and find some support with
You're blinking well, no, there is no one. Yeah. Let's get the plan together. Part of the plan is in my state of mind and frame of mind. I packed my things. But then I looked at it and I said, here it is. One final thing. There was an oral judgment on the 20th by District Judge Beecham. There is no written judgment from District Judge Beecham. But yet the solicitor sent a letter to say that the judgment was the 17th.
Is they still your solicitor? Have you got the same solicitor?
I do not have a solicitor. They abandoned me as well. The second solicitor abandoned me. The Housing for Women solicitor sent a letter to say the judgment was on the 17th. So how can that be? There was no judgment on the 17th. So that makes the thing null and void. Until I'm ready with my input in this country and contribution, the defamation and everything else. Yeah. This was what I took. So let's get the plan. I'm not going to be sectioned in something to suit anybody. Let's get the plan. Because I intend to leave this country that, as I said, has become a racist, misogynist, gaslighting, and they don't know where I'm coming from and what I have. You see these children?
Yeah.
Okay. This is just the start.
Yeah.
So let's get the plan in place. And part of that plan, that man must be out of here.
I don't know if that's not within my remit.
Okay. Let's get the plan together. I'm not even going to go whatever. Let's get a plan together, and you give me a copy.
I'm just trying to think, Mervelee, where we can support, because obviously I would like you to see Dr. Okanzi. I'd like to piece that together in clinic.
What is Dr. Okanzi going to do for me?
Well, just talk about your mental health, because you're under a lot of stress, not just...
My mental health has nothing to do with what's happening here.
Okay.
Yeah, okay?
Because I'm from the mental health team, so that's why I'm here about your mental health. And
but that's what's been used.
It is, and that's why I'm here.
That is what's been used.
It is being used.
It is being okay. If that is going to be an whatever, because here is where you don't want. This is what they use, and I try to explain to people. 1 in 5 of all suicides are associated with unemployment. I was unemployed. My picture was here. I'm showing this or whatever. So this is what's been used. Yeah. So until I know that I'm not going to be entrapped like Phil Gregory, fine. So let's get a plan together, and then I'll agree to see whatever. Well, on my grounds.
I just feel like we need to talk to you a bit more, because I feel like I haven't even kind of processed what you've told me today.
Okay.
Is that understandable? Because you've given me a lot of information.
Okay. So that information has been out there all along. Yeah. And since you made 2 unannounced visits here, and then it dropped. You said you was gonna do whatever, and it dropped. So if police hadn't come and see the silly police hadn't come and seen something that whatever and made it, nobody would come. That's why I have to be transparent, open, and let everybody see. So when nobody's gonna come and tell me again that I'm making anything up.
No, what is that? What you think people are saying?
It's not what I think people are saying. It's what Dr. Phil Gregory said. That nothing that I say is happening. I'm making it up. And he called my son in Jamaica, and one of the things he asked my son, do you think, does my son think that I will attack the neighbors?
Mervelee, can you write me your email address? Well, how's best to send you an appointment or to correspond with you? If the phone and the email, how best is it? Because obviously sending letters. But
when you came the last time,
I tried to email you, but your email wouldn't go through. It wouldn't work. It kept coming back.
Okay, I don't know why that is.
That's why I was wondering if you write it down in case I.
No, my hands are shaky, so it's best you write it.
Okay. Well, maybe after we turn off the live stream so that everyone doesn't have your email.
But everyone has my email. That's another problem. Yeah. It's public. Yeah. So you're not gonna tell me. Same thing. Dr. Phil Gregory came here unannounced, telling me whatever.
So how best is to communicate with you then?
I have a phone. I give you everything. My phone number. Write everything down. So if it don't reach one stage,
I've got
send
your
letter,
number.
Send email, send
every
messages,
mean, okay.
Everything.
Every mean.
So you don't make no excuses like what's been done, because somebody's been crafty. Where I was, where I was, where I am, where I was, where I am, and where I am now. Somebody's gonna get hit. I have my grandson coming up 4 years old. He has the same condition. speech and language delay, but I identified. My son only had speech and language delay. He was misdiagnosed as being deaf and dumb. That wasn't the case. But my grandson has underlying conditions. This is another thing. Yeah? They're using these things to entrap me. These are some of the things that I'm getting through email. And then they put it in court file to say, like, I am the person doing all this. This is what, because you know what? I identified that there is trafficking going on with housing for women. Yeah? I identified there is trafficking going on in housing for women. So they want me out of here. I had no intention of staying here. Housing for women is responsible for where Miss Gilchrist is. Yes? So whatever we need to do, before I need to have that plan on board before I make any appointment. So I need to sort of, how can you help? My mental health is not the main problem.
No, it's not. It's not the main problem. That's why Michelle's here as well. So we've come together to try and work out what the main problem is, so that we can work together. So it's not this misunderstanding that it should be our team and that team and that team, and then you pass around. So that's why
nobody's going to pass me around. I'm not a pass.
No.
The main problem is 13th of December 2021, Miss Gilchrist came in.
So you're saying the main problem is the housing situation?
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah, that's the main problem. We can deal with because when it happened at King's College Hospital NHS Foundation, so background. When I heard them, the allegations were made after the death of my brother. 3 months, my brother was gone. And then allegations are being made. And I'm thinking, I'm not aware of me doing this. So am I doing things that I'm not aware of? On the back of my brother threw acid on boys and died in prison. And I'm thinking, is something happening? What did I do? What do you think I did? What do you think I did? Self-referred.
Yeah.
Yes? Because I don't take anything for granted. Yes?
Yeah.
I self-referred. I saw two, a male and a female, as a result of me self-referring. But what did you do? Once you raise concerns on certain things, I didn't even get a letter from my GP for the court because I decided I was going to court. I didn't even know at the time I got to court, they gave me back my bundle because I didn't know I was supposed to do this, that. But yet, King's College had a barrister. And when I pose certain questions, they take the manager away to go grill her. Hence, I was a participant in Dr. Maria Hudson's research paper for the Policy Studies Institute, recommended to ACAS, the experience of multiple discrimination. When it happened again, because I decided, you know what, because of my chronic anxiety and everything, I was diagnosed for my only exam I do with the Open University, social care level 2. That's where I learned so much about why I shouldn't be taking Valium on. So I weaned myself and I started using a holistic approach. Yes? When it happened the second time, as I said, I kept a road. When it happened the second time at this former workplace now, I decided, you know what? I'm going to take what I learned from being in a research and everything. But I still need a job and I abide by everything. I was advised when I was sent on medical suspension. I went, I don't miss anything. I was advised to seek counseling to find out why I react the way I do to certain situations. Hence, I have 12 sessions at the Maudsley. A trainee counselor, Laura Tinsley. So I had that 12 sessions. That's how I eventually was part of the research with King's College. I am in their video.
Did you find that helpful, those 12 sessions? Was it helpful at the time?
Of course. And the reports are there. So I don't know why nobody's seen them. Hence, I was in the, whatever. I done some studies around ketamine, anything going. Because I'm known. Yeah. And if you go look at on the Parkinson's website, you will hear me talking about the reason I'm writing my book. Why they're not seeing those. So anything going? Yeah. I don't want nobody come put me in no box about my mental health. My mental health is not the main problem. It's all around this. Yeah?
It's all connected. Everything's connected, isn't it? What's going on in your life, your social distress, can impact on your mental health. And vice
so why
versa.
we're not focusing on the physical health where I have the human... Stop, please. Why are we not focusing on the fact that I have diabetes? And three times I done blood tests and I have not received the results.
I don't know.
No, you don't need to know. I'm just talking, please.
No, I know, but it is worrying.
No, not. Or if anything, my physical health is more urgent than my mental health.
Well, yes, because I assumed the GP was following that up from my last visit.
Don't make no assumption.
So
I've been kicked out of the third or whatever. The third surgery. My human, right now, I'm using my glass and it's getting foggy. So that means I'm supposed to be having none of those things. But yet, I do not have I'm not, what you're sending me thing about voting for whatever.
Voting for
NHS, whatever. But I don't have and from the last time they said they're going to send me links so that I could register. Because now they're putting me in for a special thing. So that's about my mental health. Don't treat me.
That's what the GP said.
That's what whoever it is, because when I registered with the last GP in Peckham, they told them that I'm not allowed there, blah, blah, blah. NHS is going to get done. You see that all whatever is happening? They neglected my husband on Byron Ward. Yeah? And then they wrote, they said whatever, what I was doing and whatever. So all those people who come in, whatever, I have their name.
So, Mervelee, I think just to start off with is that we do need to sort out what's going on with this GP, because we wrote to the GP, and like you said, if you're not being assessed for your physical health, then that is important.
Then that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Everybody is focusing my mental health. Am I not here talking? Yes, I go through depression. That is nothing was hidden. I know how to manage certain things. Yeah? My physical health is more diabetes, arthritis. I have the human form of whatever that can cause cancer. That's a major concern for me. Yeah? All of those things. My eyes need testing. See, I almost have none teeth there. So no, we're not gonna. My physical health is more important than my mental health at the moment. So why don't I have a GP?
I don't know the answer to that.
Oh, okay.
I don't know why that GP.
And she was there shouting because she was there. You don't have a GP. Blah blah blah. It's all captured. The gaslighting, the misogyny.
I can't answer that.
I don't want you to answer anything. I'm just putting things out there. How I prioritize, because you're seeming to prioritize my mental health. No.
But that's just because that's the area I work in.
Okay. But I my own personal experience will tell you about why I class myself, the way an expert authority on subjects from cradle to the grave. My grandmother and my father died a month apart. 1980. February, March. Yeah? My father was sick for years with Parkinson's, but Parkinson's didn't defeat my father because of his Christianity. My granny had underlying condition, mainly diabetes. I remember when my granny, I wasn't so versed now, but now I remember when my granny had her first stroke. It affected her speech, right? But that wasn't what so much took my granny out. They murdered her son. And the day they brought my uncle, he was the first one buried on our land. My granny came out of her house, put talcum powder on her son, went back in her house. She never came back out until she died. So my story, I've written them, they've taken everything.
Yeah.
So that's why I don't want anybody to tell me that whatever. Yeah, I know who I am.
Yeah.
So my priority is not first about my mental health, first about my physical, my living situation. Yeah, that's the priority.
Okay.
Not my mental health.
What type of support do you feel that you benefit from for your physical health? In terms of the physical conditions that you've gone over, do you feel that you have care and support needs that you would benefit from?
First and foremost, get me a GP. First and foremost. You called me this morning, yeah? You said you were trying to get in touch with me. I'm not saying it didn't happen because people have been calling my phone, so I know it's a fact. My mobile, because as I said, whatever. So it's all, whoever is the lady is small mess up. You called me this morning. Did you come and see me like I'm disraggled or whatever? I made the effort because I had the bath was stuck up and everything. What's happening in here, disrepair and everything. But I made sure. You can't come in here now and leave and say, okay, she's not presentable. That's one thing about me. I developed some of whatever because I remember when my granny and my father were sick together and mom used to have to go out to work. I had 2 children. By the time I was 20, I decided I'm not having anymore because of my DNA and stuff like that. I make decisions like that. But I remember the times when my mother would be saying, run, 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 they're coming and whatever. So I know. So even if I had this place in this area, you give me 15 minutes, I'll clear everything out. Yeah? So that's me.
I think with the GP, if we register with the GP, obviously you'd have to go down. So I'll have to look which ones have said they're not, and we'll try a new one. But you'd have to go down for an appointment. Would that be okay, or would you?
But I've been to the one where they kicked me out. Yeah. I've been to another one where they were
saying, would you be able to go for an appointment, or would you prefer home visits? Because some GP surgeries don't do home visits. So I just have to make sure it's one.
But why stay inside when I can go out? Yeah, being able to go out is more whatever.
I was just double checking because some people
prefer. Okay. You see me and you know me. I don't think that's necessary.
Mm-hmm.
What they want me to do is stay in here. Don't pull my curtain, because if I pull my curtain and look out, they started filming me and carrying on. And then they call the ambulance to say they have concerns, and then they come here. One night, ambulance out there all the time because she lets people in. There is a lot of malicious things going. So you see why I have to record? I have to record, and I will record. So seeing Dr. Akansi is not top of my list right now.
Fair enough. That's fair enough. You've made that clear.
Why? An NHS pensioner. I've been getting pension from the NHS by the time I was 60. And a disabled pensioner. Nye Bevan, founder of the NHS. No society can legitimately call itself civilized if a sick, don't interrupt me please, if a sick person is denied medical aid because of lack of means. Why am I denied medical aid? So I am to take risperidone that was not prescribed. I have the thing because I was looking at it, the impact and the effect. And if I take risperidone, I might have to go take something for my chronic anxiety, this, that, the other. Risperidone is going to shorten my life, especially if I have certain underlying conditions. That's what they don't know. So there was no way in hell I was going to take risperidone.
That's your decision. You don't have to take stuff. We can only advise.
But your advice is wrong, considering I don't have a condition for risperidone.
I know, but do you remember we said if you wanted to discuss it, and then you rang back up to say, I want to discuss it.
Me and you never have that conversation.
No, because we didn't get around to that conversation.
Okay? I had that conversation with Dr. Phil Gregory. That little boss.
I know, we never got around to that conversation.
Okay, because I already had the conversation and beat you that. That's why I know Phil Gregory. Mervelee. I don't know who paid him.
Mervelee.
Yes.
Let's just come back to the plan for today, because unfortunately.
But I am not the one who is not doing the plan. You are.
I know, but I would like a chance to speak, if that's okay.
Okay. Did I ever stop you from speaking?
Yes. A minute ago, you asked me to not interrupt you, so I didn't.
But that wasn't about the plan, darling.
Okay.
The
top of your list is GP. So let's see what we can do about GP. So that's top of the list. The second bit is housing, which we are going to have to go and do a bit of looking at and working out what the court said, because I don't have copies of the letter. I don't know if Michelle has copies of the letter of what the court is saying and what the housing association is saying. So we need to go and do a little bit of reading up and checking. Yeah. And then the mental health thing will come after. So let's work on those two things at the minute. Does that sound okay to you?
That sounds fine.
Okay.
But what I'm saying, you came here, Dr. Akansi came here, and if police didn't come here and act like assholes and call you up now, you wouldn't even be concerned. Why weren't you checking up on me after you promised that you was gonna do something?
Because Mervelee, because you were under a lot of stress and there was lots going on,
But that's why you should have followed up. You came 2 times. Yeah, that's why you should have followed up.
Like
so you didn't follow up.
You told us housing was your main concern, and unfortunately, the mental health team.
No. You know what? Let me tell you. Each time you and Dr. Akansi turn up here unannounced, is after there's some visit like the ambulance or the police or whatever. So you are all working in it together. Sorry, darling.
Okay.
That's why my whatever Phil Gregory has put me under to tell me that whatever I said, none of it is true. It has led me. Conclusion. All of you.
Okay.
Yeah. Understanding statutory assessment. October 2009. Where was I working? Westminster Children's Society, now
Mervelee,
London Early
can I
Years
just-
Foundation.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Do you want the help? You want the help just because from the way that you speak and stuff, it kind of alienates people.
I told you where it starts. My mental health is not priority. My physical health. So don't come with that,
and the
please.
plan is we'll try and get you a GP.
Okay.
Yeah, it's the top of the list. And then we will look into the housing.
You see why I have to record? Do you see why I have to record?
But recording people scares people, Mervelee. People don't
No.
it.
So if I wasn't recording Debbie Gilchrist or whatever, you think
because you actually haven't asked our permission to share it online when we are.
Why should I ask permission to share something where a person have a knife and threatening me? And I called
I'm not talking about that. I'm just talking about today that you should ask people's permission to be recording them because you're going to post it online.
No, I don't need to ask permission, and I actually have a letter from whatever. I've done GDPR training, so I don't need you to tell me what I need to ask permission for. The same way how the courts have taken my rights, and say I must remove certain things and I can't do certain things, and that's where my evidence is. So that's no difference. A publisher. I published my book, and they are saying the antisocial behavior started about May 2022. My book was published after I met the person in August. Yeah? And if I say I'm on websites, I'm on this and I'm that, it's so I'm in books that's been used or whatever, and you're going to tell me I can't vote whatever. It's my evidence, darling.
No, I'm not saying you can't post it. I was just saying it's.
So if somebody is going to threaten to kill me and I record that, so I must ask the person permission to post that online. Is that what you're telling me? Okay.
You can record stuff, but it's just where you post it.
I never breach any guidelines when I'm posting my stuff. But people have breached the courts. For example, H.J. Richard, I didn't know who he was. But what did he do? He went and posted something online. That's defamation. Defamation. Because where do I get him? I'm not pointing to be whatever. Where do I get him? He imposed a restraint order. Did you not look at the name? Because I am trying to get back some of what is owing. So somebody who is in the list of names I didn't meet, I don't know if it's male or female, strike out 5 claims, including the solicitors representing the claimant. There is no merit. But these people are the people who sent me a letter for possession during the time I was going through a crisis. So you see what I'm saying? And yet he's gone and put something there that's defamation. Where I'm coming from, I'm 66 on the 19. I'm coming from basic school in Jamaica. Right now, my grandson, as I said, he needs early intervention. There's speech and language delay. But also, I think there is, he might be on the autism spectrum. But yet, that child can manage ICT even better than I can. So I see a little savant. Yes? I don't see my little savant in that picture up there. But I had a little savant at King's, where he was reading the newspaper at 4-year-old and correcting me, do maths and whatever.
Okay.
So let's get the plan.
So that is the plan. Unless, Michelle, you have anything else you want to ask? Or...
Well, I was hoping to get a sense of how you feel you're managing your day-to-day activities. So I know we discussed going out and getting groceries, cleaning up your home. Do you feel that you're able to take care of yourself day to day?
There was no question about that. There has never been any question. I cared for my husband for over 10 years. I made all that public. And even though sometimes I do get those times when I have my depressive mode, but I pick myself up. So there was no question about that. Those are some of the things that are being used as well. Like when they saying I am lighting the place of fire. So that's an excuse to get me out of there. All the tricks. I know all the tricks in the book.
And I think we're looking at it from a perspective of what supports we can put in place. If physically you're needing support with managing day to day, if there's anything that we could do to help you in that regard, then we're hoping to get your perspective on if there's any supports you're looking for.
I started doing fundraising after the death of my brother. Yeah, I've been on Parkins, Macmillan, everywhere. Yeah, over the years. What I'm doing now, I'm getting older.
Yes.
The joints are going blah, blah, blah. I have signed up to, I did it last year and I'm out there. I've signed up now that I'm not doing the long walks and whatever. So I'm actually maybe stationed at a place where blah, blah, blah. What more do I need? No, I don't need anybody to come administer risperidone like Phil Gregory brought the nurse here, unannounced visitor, and they're telling me about time and talent. And I've been through all of those, everything that's going. I have my own website. I do my own thing. That's very demeaning. You should have done your research before you come here.
But Mervelee, like you said, people are saying stuff and it's written stuff. So Michelle wants to ask you directly, so it comes from your mouth to say, no, I don't need help with that. Because we could read all this stuff, and as you said, some of it's not true, or that you don't agree with it. So we want to ask you directly, so you can tell us what you think.
Okay, but I'm telling you, but I need also to be specific, because some of what I'm saying, like Phil Gregory, Dr. Phil Gregory, he's a bastard. He sounds like, I didn't finish. You know why I recorded? I recorded him because he sounds like Richard Harty. Yeah, and it now turns out men in chat, you wouldn't know. No. But he called my phone on the 27th of September. And after I've done my research, what do I find? There's a pedophile ring operating in the earlier sector. He sounded like Richard Harty. That's what triggered me. So I recorded him. If he didn't have anything to hide, you call my phone and we're having a conversation. Why did you go get YouTube to remove it? We're talking.
Because if you
because he was in the wrong, basically trying to get me to, because I think
if you say something nasty about someone and you use their full name, then it is defamation.
No,
so
okay. Okay.
So if you're calling
there was no defamation. Yeah. All in that video was a conversation between me and him. There was nothing nasty in that video. A conversation where I thank him for because he came. There was no defamation in there.
Was it in the title?
Sorry?
Was it in the title of what the thing? I don't know.
If
Did they
Phil
take it
Gregory
down?
did not have something to hide, why did he remove a conversation between me and him? You see why I have to record? So nobody is putting words in my mouth. Like he said, nothing I said. Yeah, I'm making it up.
All right, then. So we unfortunately have to go. So we will look into the GP because that is your top priority about your physical.
Yeah, because if I have all these conditions,
and we will look at things. So we will have to give you a call and come back and see you. Would that be okay? So we'll call you, email you, and send it in the post just to see if you can get it will reach you at one of those means. Is that okay?
That's fine. Did you come here expecting my place to be in disarray all over the place? Okay. So that tells you exactly. How long did I get to be prepared for you? How long you called till you arrived there? When I looked through the window, you were standing out there. How long did it take from the time you called me to get here? Exactly. I'm that type of a person.
No, Mervelee, we're not saying that. We're not saying
I'm not
that.
saying you're saying that, but there are lots of things going out there. Yeah.
And you've updated us today about it. So we need to go back and do a little bit of research.
But it should not have taken the police to call you after you came here the time and said you was going to contact me. So I put that on you. Yeah. You neglected your duty.
Unfortunately, I thought the GP was following up because we wrote to the GP.
You should have also.
Can you keep an eye on her? Check her blood pressure. If there's any concerns about her mental health, then contact us. But obviously, we didn't realise that you'd been disconnected from them.
Yeah, 3 GPs.
Yeah,
and they said
last time we came, you were registered, and you were going to go and see them, weren't you? For the initial, you'd registered.
Exactly.
So that's what the knowledge I had. So
so the NHS systemic discrimination is going to be, and I had put everything on the back burner because you know what, I had so much, especially working with children from a wide cross section of the continent. And I have letters from parents and even close
present. I'm sorry to finish it there, but I do have to leave, unfortunately, to see someone else.
Yeah, because you don't want to hear when I'm talking about my accolades. Thank you very much.
But we.
Don't worry about it. All I'm saying, and I'm putting on record. You and Dr. Akansi came here the last time. You came after the ambulance turned up. You're always coming after the ambulance.
That was before the ambulance turned up. Do you remember? And you rang me because there was a strange occurrence there.
Okay. The unannounced, whatever. You said you was going to follow up. Did you follow up? No.
I did, but unfortunately the means obviously didn't reach from the letters.
Okay. The same way I was tricked into saying appointment was made with Dr. Akansi. That's the first time I'm hearing the name of Dr. Akansi till he turned up here with you. The same way they said I was send things and I did not turn up, considering I was caring for my husband. Yes, I am going out there doing my thing. It's whatever. And when I have all my things, it's gonna roll for what they've done. Make sure you stay on the right track and don't breach any Equality Act. Make sure you don't.
Well, thank you for letting us in at short notice.
Okay.
And
because you were intending to give me a surprise.
To keep this?
Yes, please. Because you will see what she's done. She's the one on here. You don't tell me how to do social media. That's why HHJ Richard Roberts is going to get some stick. And when I say stick, my pen. I don't do physical.
Do you want to show us out so you can lock the door properly, or are you okay for us to show ourselves out?
No, it's okay. Okay. Because I barricade myself in here. That's how I feel.
That's what I was wondering.
Yeah, because of what's happened.
Yes.
Fucking little shithouse. Go turn off. You come with the fucking intention to come catch me out. Girl, I come blood clot. I come out me about that. Your blumber clot call me. Yeah? Your rascal call me. 45 minutes. But you still come ask me question about do anything here. Shop it. What the blood clot them talk about? Take man. Eh? And Mimi Owusu police not doing anything about Mimi Owusu. Police not do my entire phone, email, everything is fucked up. And police not doing anything about me also. Today is, yeah? You can see your little idiot girl come and ask me about whatever. Today is VE Day. Let me show you how me do victory in Europe there. No rascal. You come catch me out. Oh, you able to this? I come your ass like come catch me out. Hey, Georgina, you wicked bomber hole. You come here from when? Every time ambulance, you come, or either you come first and then them come after, or something happen. You not take me for a ass idiot. And all the excuse you not try. So what are you saying? No letter no come here. No phone call. Yeah? From you and Okansi left here. Yeah? From you and Okansi, you know, make no contact and you go sit down and tell me, oh, because we in the mental health. My mental health had fucking nothing to do with it. Oh, we ask the GP to whatever. If you were that proactive, you would know what is happening to me. Police wouldn't have to call you. Police shouldn't have to call you the last time you were here. You take email, you take whatever. Yeah? Let's do whatever. And I come make it look like I say. Yeah? If we don't have fucking nothing for you, we may turn off. Yeah? And I go tell you enough, I can't tell me if me want whatever. Yeah? I come and fucking come to you and come catch me out. Idiot girl. No coming out blood clot, Look here, doctor. You know follow up, so I can tell me fuck about you. You contacted GP. You think you don't know what happened? You fucking know me not have no GP. You know. Yeah? A police come now and police call you know concerns about safeguarding. Yeah? But the safeguarding is about my mental health. No fucking wrong with my mental health. Pussy hole about mental health. Yeah? About mental health. You're not all fucking involved in it. Yeah? Police not doing anything about me also. So everything is out of sync. Me can't get call, whatever. And you depend me fucking Cynthia, I do whatever. And you come tell me blood clot about whatever. Yeah? What is defamation? Pussy hole girl, what is defamation? How much time you turn up your unannounced? What have you done after? Eh? You all fucking know that I don't have a GP. Georgina, with your blood clot name. Let me fucking put on a Ross clot name for it. How will me find it? Well, this now come on. You Ross clot. I don't think so. No coming here. Eh? Look at this thinking dirty girl come on. Oh, what can I do for him? You look like me need somebody to do nothing for me. Do I look like I need somebody to do anything for me? Yeah? Do I look like I need somebody to do anything for me? Hmm. Hmm. Nothing doing wrong with my fucking mental health. Nothing is wrong with my mental health. Thank you very much. Nothing. There's nothing wrong with my mental health. Nothing is wrong with my mental health, Georgina. Yeah? Nothing is wrong. And come tell me not allowing you to speak. Little shithouse liar girl. Both make appointment with. Yeah? A case no and blood clot make for yourself. You can come subscribe to me. Like a bitch. Boy, you and your bumbo clot mental health. Crab blouse. Boat. Hey, me telling you something. You know what? See nothing or whatever. You come with your fucking agenda for knowing. You call me up out of the blue. 45 minutes. Your blood clot call me up out of the blue. Me make sure you ask how long. I don't know out there quicker than 45. Me don't know if I me look through the window. You're out there. No good when you're out there, whatever. Yeah? What is the NHS? Why don't I have a GP? You admit it yourself. Me and you never have no conversation, dirty liar, Georgina, about no risperidone. You and I never had a conversation about risperidone. Yeah? So he's a fucking liar. That's what you are. 2 times you come here unannounced. You're a fucking liar, Georgina. A fucking liar. That's what you are. You're a fucking Peter Concy. Liar. Me and you never had anything about any discussion about risperidone. Yeah? Let the world know today is VE Day. Let's do what I need to do. Let's do what I need to do to show up. Yeah? You know I'm fucking here. Oh, we are the mental health team. That's all your blood clot, one whatever. Yeah? The man tell you about safeguarding. The policeman tell you about safeguarding. So why you think it has nothing to do with my fucking mental health, Georgina? Why you fucking think concerns about safeguarding has to do with my mental health? So you think I go do whatever? Yeah? And I fucking I tell me fuck about defamation. I tell me fuck about defamation. Look on you too. Look on you, Georgina. Where can tell me about defamation? Look on you. I teach you when we come now how to entrap black people. So you come now. Okay. For whatever. I teach her if you entrap black people. So you come now. Oh, you need to hear it from me. Me look like I said me need no physical help. I mean need nobody for go shop for me. I mean need nobody whatever. Do I look like that? Yeah? See all me I put out there? King's College, what me dey on them Bumbleclaw website. Go look. Go and look about mental health. You get all of a sudden now. Yeah, come. Look from you come here, dirty girl. Look from you, I can see come here. Same as the ambulance, whatever. Ambulance turn up, uno turn up. Yeah? Ambulance turn up, uno turn up. Ambulance turn up, uno turn up. Yeah? And look for you come, no follow up. Oh, so fucking lying and stupid. Put on your ass about if me need any help with tidying up and shopping. I saw no blood clot put on people. Me look like me need help with shopping and tidying up. Huh? Me look like me need shopping. Me also be place clean. You look like me need whatever. And me tell us like God work in a mysterious way. For the bath clear out, me have me bath yesterday. So when I come for come see me disarray. Crab blouse. See? Me now go back there and then fucking scam bust and whatever. For see? So you fucking smart. All of a sudden now you can call, but people are complaining that I'm spamming sitting. How can me blood clots legitimate sitting be spam? Take me for idiot.